Morning, all. All right, 9 games tonight in the National Hockey League. 4 of them starting at 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Eastern. 4 starting an hour later, and then there's a late game in San Jose because that's usually the way the NHL schedule works. You have a 7:30 game in California. So 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific. We got the Buffalo Sabres hosting the Boston Bruins. It's the first of 3 meetings. They'll meet again December the 7th, December the 27th. Boston's playing well, 11-1-2 overall. They're scoring 3.21 goals per game. They're allowing an even 2 goals against per game. Coyle, 5 goals, 7 assists, 12 points. Very good run he's had thus far this year. Jake DeBrusk, not as much. A goal and 4 assists, 5 points. On the Buffalo side, 7-7-1 is their record. They're scoring 2.93 goals per game. They're allowing 3.13 goals against per game. Tage Thompson, very good through the first month of the season. 6 goals, 6 assists, 12 points. Okposo, as he closes in on 1,000 games. This is the 1,000th game tonight. I know he's close. 3 assists for Kyle Okposo so far this year. A goal's got to come at some point. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Columbus Blue Jackets. This is the first of 4 meetings, and it's weird scheduling. So they don't meet again until March, and they meet 3 times in March. March the 5th, March the 28th, and March the 30th. So for Pittsburgh, they're 7-6. They've won 4 in a row. They're scoring 3.54 goals per game. They're allowing 2.62 goals against per game. If that goals against keeps coming down, watch for the Penguins. Jake Gensel, 5 goals, 11 assists, 16 points. Very good run thus far. O'Connor, 1 goal, 2 assists, 3 points for O'Connor so far. Both he and the O'Connor in Colorado play very similar style. So, yeah, all the best to Drew O'Connor in his quest for his second goal tonight. But they play very similar style. It is easy to mix one up with the other, and they even get very similar point totals. On the Columbus side of things, they're 4-7-4 to start the year. They're scoring 2.73 goals per game. They're allowing 3.47 goals per game. Fantilli is starting to get things figured out. He has 4 goals, 5 assists for 9 points. Cole Sillinger, just the 5 assists so far. Still waiting on Sillinger to get that first goal and really get things rolling. But it is starting to feel like last year in terms of the offensive output from Sillinger. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between the Calgary Flames and the Montreal Canadiens. The first of 2 meetings. They'll meet again in Calgary on March the 16th. For the Flames, they're 4-8-2. There's some signs things are starting to come together. We'll see if that continues after seeing the way the Oilers played last night. I think the Oilers have a good chance of coming back here. But for Calgary, 2.64 goals per game in their favor, 3.57 goals per game against them. So those numbers need to improve. Kadri has gotten better lately. 2 goals, 6 assists for 8 points. Huberdeau, things are trucking along, not at the rate they'd like them to. 2 goals, 5 assists, 7 points for Huberdeau. On the Montreal side, 7-6-2 is their record. They're scoring 2.87 goals per game. They're allowing 3.4 goals against per game. Suzuki, 6 goals, 7 assists, 13 points. Very good two-way forward. And Pearson has slowed down a little bit after a fast start. 3 goals, 3 assists, 6 points. But I mean, if you can keep him in that 20-goal, 40-point range, that's around that's kind of the sweet spot for Pearson. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between the Washington Capitals and the Vegas Golden Knights. So, road game here for Vegas. The first of 2 meetings between these teams. They'll meet again in Vegas on December the 2nd. For the Golden Knights, they're 12-2-1 on the year. 3.67 goals scored per game. They're allowing 2.13 goals against per game. Eichel with 6 goals, 9 assists, 15 points. Very good run for Eichel. Barbashev, 4 goals, 1 assist, 5 points. Goals are fine. You're just kind of surprised there aren't more points overall. On the Washington side, they're 7-4-2 thus far. They're scoring 2.31 goals per game. They're allowing 2.85. Ovechkin had 2 goals in their last game, including an empty netter. He's up to 4 goals, 7 assists for 11 points thus far. Sonny Milano, prominent, not very many points. 2 goals, 2 assists, 4 points for Milano so far this year. 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific start between the Arizona Coyotes and the Dallas Stars. This is the first of 3 meetings. They'll meet again March the 20th as well as March the 24th. Arizona, 7-6-1 overall. They're scoring 3.36 goals per game. They're allowing an even 3 goals against per game. Logan Cooley with a goal and 10 assists for 11 points overall. The points are fine. Surprised Cooley doesn't have more goals, though. Hayden finally started getting some points. The work ethic's been there the whole way through. A goal and an assist for Barrett Hayton. He's due for some points and some goals. We'll see if it happens against Dallas, who are 10-3-1 to start the year, scoring 3.36 goals per game and allowing 2.5 goals against per game. Duchesne has been picking it up lately. 5 goals, 6 assists, 11 points for Matt Duchesne. Marchment sitting with 3 goals, 3 assists, 6 points. Does a little bit of everything. I mean, you could get a couple more points, sure. It's hard to find anybody in Dallas, so that's off to what you consider a slow start. 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific, the Anaheim Ducks and Nashville. And I'm wearing Nashville because they kind of have to win this, don't they? First of 3 meetings, they'll meet again January the 9th as well as February the 25th. For Anaheim, they're 8-6 thus far. Ahead of schedule when it comes to being competitive and maybe pushing for a playoff spot. They're scoring 3.14 goals per game. They're allowing 2.93 goals against per game. McTavish, 7 goals, 9 assists, 16 points. Mason McTavish playing some great hockey. Killorn's just played the 4 goals since his return, just the 2 assists. He's due for a goal, right? On the Nashville front, they're 5-9. They're scoring at even 3 goals per game. They're allowing 3.5 goals per game. That has got to come down. Forsberg, 6 goals, 11 assists, 17 points, has been very good. Evangelista, just the 1 goal so far to go with 8 assists for 9 points. Evangelista prominent enough that it is surprising he only has the 1 goal to speak for this year. 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific start between Tampa Bay and the St. Louis Blues. This is the first of 2 meetings. They'll meet again in Tampa on December 19th. For the Lightning, they're 6-5-4, and they're looking forward to getting Vasilevsky back as soon as possible. They're scoring 3.53 goals per game. They're allowing 3.6 goals against per game. Braden Point, 6 goals, 12 assists, 18 points. It's been fantastic lately. Jeannot, you may end up wanting a few more points out of Jeannot here and there. 2 goals, 4 assists, 6 points for him so far this year. On the St. Louis front, they're 7-5-1. Their goal scoring started to come back. 2.77 goals per game. But I mean, scoring 8 against Colorado will do that. They're allowing 2.69 goals against per game. Their goaltending has taken them pretty far so far. Shen, 5 goals, 4 assists, 9 points for Shen. And Kyrou, 2 goals, 5 assists, 7 points. You want a little more out of Kyrou, but Thomas has really picked it up lately. And Shen had the hat trick in the last game, so they're getting goals when they need them. 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific start between the New Jersey Devils and the Winnipeg Jets. First of 2 meetings. They'll meet again in New Jersey on March the 21st. So for the Devils, they're 7-5-1 overall. They are scoring and allowing 3.69 goals per game. Jesper Bratt, 7 goals, 12 assists, 19 points for Bratt so far. We know Heischer's not going to be playing. We know Hughes isn't going to be playing. Hughes might play in the next game, but for the Jets, it's a little bit easier without Hughes and Hischier to worry about. Palat, just the 4 assists so far, but he's been around the net the last few games. We'll see if he gets himself a goal. On the Winnipeg front, they're 7-5-2 overall. They're scoring 3.5 goals per game. They're allowing 3.29 goals against per game. Mark Scheifele, 5 goals, 12 assists, 17 points. Scheifele, just, point per game player. Yep, that's back. And he's back to getting a bunch of assists as well. So he's back to being the usual Mark Scheifele. Ehlers, 2 goals, 4 assists, 6 points. I love Nick Ehlers' game. We'll see if he gets some goals and points tonight. And then at 10:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 p.m. Pacific, the Florida Panthers and the San Jose Sharks. This is the second and final meeting. They met on October the 24th. Florida won that meeting 3-1. Panthers are 9-4-1 to start the year, scoring 3.14 goals per game, allowing 2.86 goals against per game. Sam Reinhart, 11 goals, 10 assists, 21 points, has been fantastic. First star of the week for a reason. And Luostarinen, just the 2 assists so far. See if he gets a couple of goals tonight. San Jose 2-12-1. Their numbers are just stunning. 1.2 goals scored per game, allowing 4.1 goals against per game. Tomas Hertl, 2 goals, 8 assists, 10 points. Very good run for Hertl so far. Considering the team he's with and how everybody else's points totals look, Hertl's 10 points are just fine. Hoffman, still sitting with just the 1 assist so far. Definitely not what they expected from Hoffman so far. But the season is still relatively young. Let me know your thoughts, including your winners, in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.